Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to install ICI's Magnum RT Series front bumper on this 2017 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD. Let's go ahead and get started. First thing that we're going to do is disconnect our negative battery terminals. Now for this particular truck, there's going to be one on your driver's side and one on your passenger side. You're just going to take a 10mm, undo the nut on the top. You'll feel it start to come loose. And then you can just pull it off and set it to the side. You're going to do that on both sides. Our next step would be to remove our factory front bumper. Now we've already gone ahead and done that. We've had some aftermarket bumpers on and off of this truck already. If you need help with that, go ahead and check out our video on how to remove your factory front bumper. After you get that done, we're going to move to installing our new bumper brackets. Next, we're going to take our driver's side bracket and line it up to our driver's side frame horn. It's going to align to the outside of the frame horn. And you can see that the smaller portion of the bracket is going to align perfectly with the frame horn. The larger side is going to be facing towards the inside of the truck. And once we get it into the correct position, we're going to use our factory bolts, and we're just going to thread those in by hand, and we're going to leave these loose for right now. Once we get these two bolts in, we're going to go ahead and repeat this on the opposite side. Next thing we're going to do is install our parking sensor bezels. If you don't have parking sensors, just go ahead and skip to the next step. On the outside, we're going to use our factory ones. We're just going to push those in place until they clip. And then on the middle two, we're going to have ones provided to us from ICI. And again, they're going to be grooved, and they will just fit right in until they snap into place just like that. We're going to repeat that on the opposite side of the bumper as well. So now we're going to install our wiring harness, and our sensors are going to install the same way that we removed them. They're just going to push straight in to our bezels until they click into place. Make sure they click on both sides. Go ahead and just give it a tug, make sure it won't come out. You're going to do that on all four sensors. Now that you have your wiring harness in place, now would be the time to put in your cube lights, and then we can go ahead and put the bumper on the truck. Now we're ready to put our bumper onto our frame brackets. Now you can see on our bumper brackets there's going to be two holes on the outside of the bracket, and they're going to line up with the two holes on our frame bracket. They're going to fit to the inside of our frame brackets, and then we're going to use our bolt plates to go in through the bracket on the bumper, and then it's going to come out the other side of our frame bracket. And then we're going to use our provided washer, lock washer, and a nut. We're going to do that on both bolts, and then we're going to do that on both sides. Now we can lift our bumper onto our brackets. We'll have one person hold it in place, and then the other person can go underneath and put in our bolt plates. So now we're going to take our bolt plate and come up through the bottom of our bumper, align it to our holes. And once we have that pushed through, we're going to take a provided washer, lock washer, and a nut. I'm just going to leave that loose for right now. I'm going to do the same thing on the top. Washer, lock washer, and a nut. Then we're going to repeat that on the opposite side. Next, we're going to align our bumper. So the first thing that we need to do is align it from side to side, make sure it's evenly spaced on both sides. After that, we're going to align it front and back. We're going to make sure that the back of the bumper lines up with our wheel well line. And then we're going to line it up and down, making sure to leave about 1/8 of an inch of a gap right along our body line, so that if we do flex it or we hit a bump or something, it doesn't come up and crash up into our paint. So we have our bumper aligned side to side and front and back. Now we're going to use a jack to align it up and down. So I'm going to use a piece of wood because our truck is kind of high. And then I'm going to put it about in the middle, as close as I can get it. And again, I'm just going to lift it up until I get that little bit of a gap, making sure all my other lines are still straight. And then once we have it where we want it, we can go ahead and tighten down all of our bolts. Now we're going to use an 18mm to tighten down our 2 nuts holding our bumper to our frame bracket. We're going to tighten those down to 65 foot-pounds. Now we can use a 15mm to tighten down the 2 bolts going from our frame bracket to our frame horn. We're going to tighten those down to 65 foot-pounds. We're going to do that on both sides. All you have to do now is plug in your wiring harness and reattach your battery, but that will complete the installation. If you have any other questions, give us a call or visit us online.